Good Things, Delmarva.
Good morning, I'm Lenita Wesson, and you're watching Good Things Delmarva, a show where we take a look at all the great things happening in your area. Well, if you've ever said to yourself, you know, I want to take on a new project, I want to learn something new like ballroom dancing, then my first guest can certainly help with that. Pam Wood has been teaching beginner ballroom dance now for about 8 years. She's an instructor at Ballroom Made Simple and can make anyone look graceful. Let's say good morning,
good morning
and
good
welcome.
morning. Thank you.
So I'm excited. I was just telling you, I've shared, I tried to get my husband to do this. Maybe now he'll be more encouraged after you tell him how anyone virtually can do it. Yeah. How exciting is it for you to be able to share something you're very passionate about?
I absolutely love it, and I don't think there's anything more rewarding when you see a beginner student, which most of mine come to me as very beginners, maybe have never danced before, but suddenly take off from walking to the music to actually dancing to the music, and you see that light bulb go off with them. You know, it's just like a school teacher who sees the student progressing. So
now, you were saying that this isn't something you've done lifelong.
No.
You actually got the bug a few years back. Tell us how it all started.
I was a late bloomer. I've danced a lot. I've line danced, I even square danced, but my mom, who was a huge, big dancer, big influence, you know, she grew up in the big band era, and she loves ballroom dancing and swing. And so I found out about a cruise back in 2005 that a dance group, Dancers at Sea, was traveling. So we joined them, and that was my introduction to ballroom dancing and really partner dancing. I had not partner danced a lot. So I was petrified. So I tell the students, I totally relate to how you feel. You're stepping on the floor. I often say the first step that you take in the dance class is not the hardest. It's walking through that door to a dance class, because that takes a lot of courage. But I went on that cruise. I danced with many different people, broke the ice. I took to it pretty quickly and was encouraged to come back. And was encouraged to come back and continue lessons. And long story short, I did. I was an active part in the local USA Dance chapter, a charter member, helped to get that chapter started here in Salisbury. So one thing led to another, and I started learning to break down the steps of 4 dances, which I thought were the core, the core dances.
What are they?
And that would be swing, East Coast swing, rumba, foxtrot, and slow waltz. I think those are really 4 critical dances.
So if you get those 4 in your arsenal, any party, any event, you can survive.
You can go to a local social dance, and don't let the word ballroom scare you. You know, it's social dancing. When you look back at movies of the 50s and the 40s, you're seeing these people do sambas and cha-chas and rumbas. Might look a little different than they do today.
Okay, I was about to say they're so poised and everybody's posture is perfect.
Yeah, we try to bring up the posture.
It's 1, 2, step 1, 2. I mean, it can be intimidating.
It's very intimidating, and especially I give a shout out to all the leaders out there, because I've had to lead a lot of ladies. They have to try to listen to the music, to focus on their steps, and to focus on their partner. And that's a lot. Where the ladies have, you know, a little more relaxed. They can kind of sit back and enjoy the ride, but they have skills they have to learn too.
All I have to do is gaze into my husband's eyes while he leads me on the dance floor. Why wouldn't any husband want to partake in that?
I know.
So you got the bug. Fast forward a few years, and you're now teaching classes. How does it work? Say someone is interested in taking a class and they never, what's the first thing you do? Call you and say, hey, I'm interested.
Give me a call, visit the website. It's ballroommadesimple.com, and I have a calendar up, a schedule. I would recommend, you know, most of my classes, probably 90% are all beginner friendly. So if you've never taken a step on the dance floor, I do offer occasionally what I call beyond the basics, which would be for students who've already taken a foxtrot or a cha-cha and want to learn a few more figures beyond the beginner class. But you're safe if you take a beginner class. So this summer I've got salsa coming up in June, and I've got an intro to ballroom in July. And that's going to be 5 weeks. So sometimes they're 4, 5, or 6 weeks, depends on how much I want to cover. And the rate per person is the same every week,
Okay.
and they just pay for their series in advance. They don't have to pay online, but I do ask they register in advance about 2 days before the class starts, so I know how many people are coming. And I teach at the Salisbury-Wicomico Senior Services Complex back behind the Holly Center. Beautiful, huge activity room. Lots of places to move around. So.
And it's June. The
Salsa's 4 Thursdays in June.
Starting. It's time.
June 4th.
You got to call now.
If you wanna work your hips a little bit, salsa would be the one to look for. And then the beginner ballroom or the intro to ballroom, most likely I'm going to go in the direction of a slow waltz because I think that really just encapsulates what true ballroom is for me. So we're going to learn how to partner
like
dance.
my kind of dance. Excellent. There, ballroommadesimple.com. Give Pam a call and try that new thing. Get ready for the wedding reception, that first dance,
corporate events.
The corporate events. Excellent. Thank you for sharing this morning.
Thank you.
All right, and you stick around. We have more Good Things Delmarva after the break. We'll be right back.